Are these the best noise-canceling headphones on the market that you can buy today? Well, Sony just announced the new WF-1000XM6 earbuds, and I have had a chance to use these for about 3 weeks-ish, testing the noise cancellation, the sound quality, comfort, calls, and more. I am a very picky earbud user, and I think my ears deserve luxury sound without sacrificing comfort. What's up, s'mores? I'm Shannon Morse. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Sony sent over these review units for my channel and for my testing. As usual, brands do not have any editorial control over my reviews. So the Sony WF-1000XM6s, I'm just going to call them XM6 for short. These are launching at $329.99, and they come with a lot of updates from the previous gen. We've got a brand spanking new processor called the QM3E. There's 8 microphones total, 2 more than the last model, a new feature called Adaptive Noise Cancelling Optimizer, a newly redesigned shape so they should be more comfy, and they are IPX4. Now, from what we know of this line, Sony is targeting music lovers, travelers, and people who want major noise isolation or cancellation. The earbud size was actually reduced by 11%, and the shape is changed too. They should sit more naturally in your ear holes, and they work in more conditions. Now, I was a little worried that the size reduction would mean that they would fit looser, but they do stay in place whether I am walking and I'm running or whipping my head around. Sony's redesign also claims that the noise canceling will hold really strong even if your seal is not perfect. The new processor paired with the microphones means the mics get more coverage for voices around you, engine noise, wind noise, and background noises in general, so more frequencies should be covered in terms of noise cancelling. The Adaptive Noise Cancelling Optimizer means the earbuds are doing real-time adjustments by analyzing external noises and how the earbuds are being worn. So for example, if you are commuting on a train and then you're walking outside, then you sit in a coffee shop to start working, the earbud should constantly be tuning the noise cancelling to match your environment. It's supposed to handle the really tough settings like an airplane cabin, commuter trains, and office noises. I actually wore these while I was running a vacuum and cleaning, and I couldn't hear the hum of the vacuum, which is pretty crazy. I haven't had a chance to wear these on an airplane yet, but I was pretty impressed by that test. Now, if you are finding this video helpful, before I get into the next part of this review, a subscribe would mean so much to me. Subscribing is a very simple way of showing me which videos you find helpful and valuable, and it shows me which direction I should take my channel in. Also, a big Patreon shout out to all my newest s'mores. You can join them and support my channel by going over to patreon.com/Shannon Morse for perks like early video access and my private Discord. As usual, all the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my patrons for making that possible. Alright, Sony says the sound was tuned by master engineers, including Battery Studios of Sony Music. There's a whole new driver design which uses a soft edge for deep bass, a lightweight dome for crispy highs, and notches in the edge for smoother sound reproduction. To be honest, all of that sounds fine and dandy, but how does it actually hold up when I'm really listening to music? I would say that the bass is very punchy, it doesn't sound really muddy, even with my 1990s rock and roll, like listening to Smashing Pumpkins, or I listen to the super bass house music like Ganja White Night, it's super bassy. Dude, that music sounds really, really good in these earbuds. It hits you like right in the chest, you know what I mean? I love it. Now, when I'm listening to podcasts or some audiobooks, I listen to a lot of paranormal investigation type of spooky stuff right now, and recently I've been getting into the Akatar series. Hey ladies, what's up? The vocals are very clear, and that's a good high frequency tone without being harsh and hurting your ears. And when you're listening to vocals, sometimes you hear an S sound or a S type noise whenever people are speaking. Sometimes that can sound kind of harsh when you're wearing earbuds and it's a little bit too loud or the frequency isn't correctly tuned. And in this case, I don't really have that effect when I'm wearing these earbuds. Now, if you are like me and you bounce between music and podcasts and YouTube all day, Sony's ideal sound tuning is meant to keep everything rich and clean across the board, no matter what kind of audio you are listening to. Okay, so now on to call quality. Sony is using 3 different tech features to make calls sound really good. First, you have AI noise reduction, which is built in, using a training on 500 million voice samples to reduce noise while keeping your voice natural. The AI beamforming mic means the mics try to focus on your voice directionally, so it's spotlighting your voice while everything else should be kept quiet. Then there is a bone conduction sensor, which detects your voice vibrations, so it makes your voice sound a lot clearer whenever you are talking to somebody. So taking meetings while walking around outdoors, calls in airports, in busy offices, all of that is going to sound clearer for both you as well as the person that you're talking to. Now, while I am not a huge fan of the onslaught of AI, I do find this usage to be pretty complementary instead of getting in the way of how earbuds should act. The choices that Sony made here for AI feel logical, not just like they were throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping to use AI in marketing speak. It works and it makes sense in this case. I would also say that the battery life is really solid too. You get 8 hours just from the earbuds themselves and 24 hours total with the case. There are touch controls on the side of the earbuds, and you also connect to the Sound Connect app to control the special features and change the controls themselves. You can control the playback, the voice assistant activation, call controls, ANC toggling, etc. And all of those are pretty intuitive, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail about each and every one of those. So at the end of the day, who should buy these? Well, they are $329.99. They are premium earbuds. They're not cheap. They've got great noise canceling, solid battery life, very cool sound tuning, and they are indeed comfortable. But they are expensive, so if you don't need crazy good ANC, you might want to skip them and go for something that's cheaper. Sony also just came out with the Link Buds clips, and these do sound fantastic, and they have this open design more for awareness of the scenario around you, but they are a lot cheaper too. I love these too, just for the safety aspects. So you do have a couple of different options that are brand new from Sony. Now, I really do have a hard time focusing when I'm trying to write scripts or do things that require my brain power, so having ANC earbuds as opposed to the open earbuds, that works really well for me, and they are also very comfortable, and that's going to be high up on my priority list, because if I feel that ache in my ears while I'm trying to pay attention to work, that's going to bother me. So these earbuds feel very optimized. They seem like they are a well-needed upgrade. It feels like Sony actually looked at feedback and they said that they could totally do that thing. Well, the noise cancellation just turned on. It's crazy. It's really interesting wearing these in my studio because usually I can hear a bounce back with my voice, but I can't hear those when I'm wearing these. I can just hear like myself in my head. So if you want the best of the best, this is looking like a very, very strong option for 2026. A big thank you for the support, S'mores. I truly, really appreciate it. Also, a little bit of extra credit. Sony just announced that they are also releasing a pink version of the over-the-ear headphone XM6s, and OMG, I am so excited about these. I've been using the XM4s for at least 2 years. I've had them for a very, very long time. They are my go-to headphones whenever I do live streams and guest hosting. You see me wearing them all the time, and I've been wanting to upgrade to some new ones, but I've been holding off because I've hoped that we would get a new color from Sony, because I don't want another pair of black headphones. I wanted some pink ones or some purple ones, and we're getting this really pretty smoky pink color, and I'm very excited about it. So if I do get those upgrades, I will definitely review them as well, because I'm super excited about those.